So there's two types of campaigns. There's a single video, which is the one I suggest you start using till you get a feel for how credits are used. And then there's the video campaign. So with the single video campaign, you're going to enter your YouTube URL. Just enter the full YouTube URL. Don't worry about the video ID. Their system will automatically determine that. You're going to want to enter the actual video title as well, as close to what the title is as possible. Preferably making sure that if you search by that title that the video comes up, because this is our default if our video doesn't show up in our search using our keywords. And that's the next field, is you want comma separated keywords. Put a comma between every keyword. These are the keywords we'll use to search for your video. And if we find it, we'll click through to your video and begin the view process. The length of time of viewing the video is random, but it will always be greater than 75%. But most of the time it will be 100%. Obviously, excuse me, watching at 100% is not organic. Watching it all the time at 100% is not organic. So we have random times in there over 75% of the video. We will continue adding actions that Stacker can take on videos over time, but we're very careful about what we add to make sure we're not triggering any problems. So again, if it can't find your video using keywords, it will look for it by title. And so it's important what you put in these two boxes. So now you're going to enter the total number of views you want for a video. For a new video, I don't suggest trying to get more than 100 to 300 views to start. And really what I've seen from testing is you can start to get the video, a new video, to rank after a couple hundred views. You might find in certain keywords and niches it's different. I'm sure it is, but generally that's what we see. I don't suggest plugging in to send 10,000 views there to start with. It's probably an overuse of your credits and doing that. We use credits for this system because the proxies that we use are high quality, and we have to keep the port open depending on how long the video is to do the view, and that becomes expensive. So we're trying to cover the cost of those proxies with the credits. You enter in the number of views you want, and then how you want it spread out, how many days you want those views spread out. And again, 300 views over the course of 3 to 5 days, I think is pretty good. But you choose what you want to test there. So here's how the credit costs will break down. A video that is 1 to 10 minutes long is 10 credits per view. 11 to 15 minutes long is 20 credits per view. And again, these go up because of the amount of time the proxy port has to remain open to do that. So, and then it will tell you based on the total number of views and the length of your video. So it's going to go take a look at your video, and it will come back and it will tell you right away what the credit cost will be. If you have an issue where you've got a video that's 12 minutes long and this credit calculation isn't correct, my suggestion is you open a ticket to make sure that that is being properly calculated, because it will actually deduct the correct amount from your credits, and you want to make sure that matches when you start the campaign. So we'll go ahead and we'll put some information in here. Okay, so I've got my YouTube URL in here. I'm going to go through this video title and things like that just so you have some clarity on that. So the video I'm using is a famous football game from the 1980s, which I'm probably dating myself. It's a classic all-time NFL game. And just going to use this as an example So I'm going to actually copy this title as it is, and I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to put it in this box. Now, most people don't type in quotes and parentheses and things like that. So what I'm going to do is actually remove these things, including the comma in there. Sometimes you can even get rid of these. You have to just feel out like what somebody would typically type in that's very close to your video title. And then I'm going to start typing in keywords. So, AFC 1987 AFC Championship, 87 AFC Championship game, the fumble, Browns, Broncos, AFC Championship, the fumble. So you get the gist of what types of searches this video should show up for, and how many views do I want to send it. I'm gonna send, in this case, I'm gonna start with 200 views, and I want to get those 200 views over 4 days. Now, when you look at this video is 17 minutes long. And so that means that we're going to be at 30 credits per view on 200 views. So it's a long video, which is going to drive up the credit cost on this. And it's 6,000 credits for those 200 views. Of course, shorter videos between 1 and 10 minutes are going to require a third of this. So, just keep in mind that the credit cost is really driven by how long the video is. Okay, so now that I've got that set, I'm going to save and go to my next step. Okay, so now it's going to give you how many videos it's running for this campaign, and the duration on the video, the calculation for the credits. The campaign is off until you start it, so you would have to hit this switch to start it. You need to do any editing of this campaign before it starts running. You don't want, we don't currently allow editing the campaign once it's started. You're just going to have to create a new campaign if you want to make a change. So you turn off this campaign and start a new one if you want to change something. And then you just come in and switch this on and save Stacker campaign when you're ready to get running. And that's what it is for a single video. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the video campaign feature. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to create a new campaign. Let's do this. And I'm going to click on views, go to next step. Now I'm going to switch over to video. So basically this is an automatic credit calculation or automatic credit allocation to your campaign. So the problem for the system is it doesn't know necessarily how many videos you plan to add over time, like when you're going to pause the campaign, when you're going to keep it going, that type of thing. So you can turn off auto pick, which means it doesn't necessarily have to do every video in your campaign. So I would turn that on and say, okay, not every video has to be done. The system should do this, and most of the time it is going to grab your I'm sorry, I misspoke. We did change this feature. If you turn on auto pick, it will select every video in your campaign after they're uploaded. So that's what that means. And so you would, once you've got this on, then you add your campaigns that you want to run. So I could add that campaign, and it's saying what your current setting is on that campaign, so you know approximately how many credits per day it's going to be using. And then if you want your videos, again, and if your videos are themed in a campaign, it shouldn't be hard to put all your keywords in here to make sure that your videos are showing up. And I would say when they're new, you want them as close to the title as you can get. Obviously, there's no title box here. So, you know, do your best to come up with keywords or search terms that are going to help the video get found in YouTube search and be able to get those views. So it's the kind of thing where you know, you're kind of really having to pay attention to grouping how you create your campaigns to make sure that the keywords you're using are going to make sure that video is getting found at some point. And it might take some testing on how you set up your campaigns to make this work the way you want to. Total views per video, again, this might be something where you set it on 100. And how long you want to take to get those 100 views to each video. You might say, okay, I want it over 2 days, 3 days, what have you. So this is going to give you an estimate because, again, it doesn't know necessarily how many, how long each video is before it's uploaded. It can't necessarily determine that before your videos are being made and uploaded. So this is kind of, you have to look at this as an estimate and then keep track of how many credits are being used based on the length of the videos that are being added through this campaign. Like I said in the beginning, I would stick with single video till you get a feel for how the system works. When I'm doing video campaigns, I would stick with campaigns where you've got them tightly niched together using very similar keywords, so it's not hard to find the videos. And again, once you start having videos on a channel getting views, number one, those channels will stick around longer. Number two, more of those videos will start showing up in your searches. So again, you have to test this a little bit to get the feel for how that works. Your credit allocation is up here at the top. You can buy additional credits down here on the left nav whenever you need them. So if you're a subscriber, you will be getting credits based on the level of your subscription, and we will be sending out an email telling you what your credits are as part of your subscription. There is no additional charge as a subscriber for you to get those credits. If you want to buy credits over and above what we're allocating as part of your subscription, you'll be able to do that here. So you'll just click here, buy additional credits, and it will let you pay what you want for additional credits. This is available to everybody if you need to buy credits over what you've initially been allocated. And so basically that's how the system works, and appreciate your patience in us rolling it out. We spent a lot of time with testing this. There's a lot more that we know we can do with this. We wanted to roll this out really slowly. We are always working on ways to reduce the credit costs. Again, it comes down to the quality and reliability of the proxies. One problem we had was really good proxies where we could keep the port open long enough, as opposed to proxies that were getting burned up even though we had a fairly open port. So you have to balance quality versus cost to get the most reliable system. So anyway, all appreciate your time in this video. I know it's a little bit longer, and certainly submit a support ticket if you have any issues. Keep an eye over here on the left nav for when you see this deployed. You'll see both campaigns here, and you'll see buy additional credits here. And that's it. Good luck, and we'll see you inside.